So we are here in Amsterdam for World Aviation Festival, and I'm joined here by Claus Grunow, who is VP of Corporate Strategy and Digitalisation at Fraport AG. Klaus, thank you so much for joining me today.
Ollie, thanks for the invitation.
My first question for you is, how are you transporting Fraport AG into the digital age? Because I know that's your area of expertise, isn't it?
That's one of my fields of action, to be honest. So as I'm heading corporate strategy and digitalization, the main aspect we are looking at is the mindset, the change of mindset. And from our perspective, digitalization is not so much about technology. I mean, technology is needed for most of our innovations, but it's especially about the way we do things, so the way we act, the way we process at our airport, and that's all about mindset. So what we are doing is we are starting many really tiny projects which are not revolutionizing the airport, but which are showcasing that nowadays you can innovate another way compared to what we did before. So coming from an age where we actually planned and we're really theoretically doing things at first for the year or two, we now go into the field and experiment. We bring in an MVP in the field and we try to improve it while it's up and running at our airport. And that really proved successful so far. We've built up a nice ecosystem with startups, other corporates, and other airports as well, other airlines, and so we're heading for collaborative innovation, for smart ecosystems, and that's pretty much the way we are heading for.
Sounds like you're not afraid to fail either.
No, we're not. I mean, it is, part of it is about failing, and you certainly fail a lot more often if you just go for it and bring in the innovation without thinking too much. But we're pretty confident that it is the way to go, and we'll certainly fail a few times, but that's worth it.
Now, where is Fraport on its digital transformation journey, would you say?
Well, I might say we won the sprint, but it's still a marathon to go. We started with a new digitalization strategy in 2020, so right after Corona hit, and we set up the structure 2 years ago, and we measured our degree of digital maturity in 2020 when we actually started that new strategy. And we did so once again at the beginning of this year, and I'm pretty proud to say that we improved tremendously over the 1.5 years we already covered, and so I hope we can continue in that pace. However, it's still a way to go.
Of course, the goalposts keep moving, don't they? There's Airport 4.0, then
do.
there'll be 5.0, 6.0.
They certainly do. New technology all the time, but I'm sure we're going to talk about that in a second.
Now, what is the digital factory that you have at Fraport?
Well, that's part of our digital strategy, and it's actually a methodology we are using in order to bring in those innovations, as mentioned, within 3 months. So we are setting up jointly with our business units. So I'm corporate strategy. I have no idea what's going on at the airport in detail. So we bring in the people who really know how the business runs, and then we are looking for their pain points and try to solve them through our ecosystem. As mentioned, the worldwide ecosystem we've set up with Plug and Play, especially one of our partners, and we try to find the best solution partner throughout the world, bring him in, bring the company in, and then set up the MVP as fast as possible in order to showcase that that challenge can be solved.
What does MVP stand for?
Oh, sorry, the minimum viable product. So it needs to be runnable. Just the smallest piece that can showcase and we can actually solve our challenge.
And you say you aim to solve them within 3 months?
Yes.
Wow, that's quick.
Absolutely. That's what we're heading for. Because it just does not leave time for, it just does not give you any time to have an additional feature or something specialized to your airport, you need to bring in like the smallest thing possible and the leanest solution.
Just a quick win.
Just a quick win.
Yeah.
And just thinking about those quick wins tremendously helpful. I mean, in the past we always looked for like the gold solution, and we don't need gold every time.
Yeah. Do you have any examples that you
Certainly
can
do.
give us? Yeah.
I mean, for instance, at our cargo city south, which is a big cargo facility at Frankfurt Airport, we still have gates, and those were guarded by humans in the past, and 24/7, 365 days a year. And we came up with a solution reading the number plates of the cars going in and out. And we were able to set out that system with an Austrian company within 8 weeks. And that had a payback time, that project had a payback time of 14 days. And it's working tremendously well. So we are in the process of a rollout of that solution at other facilities in our airports. And it's just an amazing proof of how fast you can actually be. And the theoretical part to that project had been up and running for 2 years already and didn't provide any solutions so far. That's a wonderful showcase, from my perspective, of how you can get a wonderful ROI in the fastest time possible through a genius partner, this case based out of Austria.
It must have been one of those situations where someone said, "Why did we not think of this sooner?"
Absolutely. That's why I love that case so much.
Yeah, that's a great story. Thank you. So what passenger experience projects do you have in the pipeline that you're currently excited about?
I mean, one you can already see at the airport as a pilot is our biometrical solution. We are in the process of setting that up with the Star Alliance partners in Terminal 1. It's really neat, and I mean, you know that from many other airports around the world. The special thing about the Star Alliance solution you can experience at Frankfurt Airport is that you can only have to register once with Star Alliance, and you can use it at each and every Star Alliance airport in the future. For most other systems, you have to register with each single airport. So we believe that's a wonderful solution to provide a seamless journey, at least to the Star Alliance customers at first, and then expand that to Skytrack and the others. What else? I mean, we are taking over the responsibility for security screening in the beginning of January next year, and we'll bring in CT scanners, already known from some other airports. I think I've seen one in London as well, and it's beautiful technology because you can leave all your hand luggage in the bag, and it'll just get screened. Laptops, even liquids, and you can leave that in the bag, and it'll speed up the security process tremendously. So those are two important things. I'm pretty sure we'll come up with some AI solution for like guiding you through the airport and like assigning smarter ways for you to reach the gate in a quicker time, and maybe even propose some stops for you, whether it be coffee or the best bookstore in town or whatever. So we'll give you like individualized, personalized suggestions on how to spend your time at the airport.
Those are really interesting examples, thank you. So, I mean, you've touched upon technology, but are there any technologies that you're using specifically other than that to create a seamless travel experience?
Well, we just started a project, another AI project, where we are looking at our Apron, and the idea behind that is to completely automate the Apron processes. I'm quite excited about that because if you can reach that goal, you know, there are so many stakeholders on the Apron which need to be coordinated, and nowadays it's usually by phone and done by humans. And you can, like in the first step, give them help on how to like optimize the system that will benefit from many perspectives, whether it be like the operational excellence or even a sustainability perspective. when you optimize the taxiway for the airplanes, that'll have a huge impact as well.
It's fantastic. Sustainability is such an important issue, so
Absolutely,
glad to see
especially
you.
in the industry, we're kind of under fire on that one.
Absolutely. Now, can you give us an overview of the digital passenger experience at the airport? How far does it go? Do you have apps? Do you have in-seat ordering? All of those kind of things?
Well, we don't have an app, and I'm pretty proud about that, to be honest. From my perspective as a customer myself, I'm using the airline app. So I have just no need for another airport app, and I know that not all my colleagues from other airports agree on that, but I'm actually deleting apps on my cell phone because I have so many of them. And traveling to, let's say, a dozen or 2 dozen airports a year, I get terribly annoyed when I need to install another app for another airport, which I might touch up on once or twice a year. So from my perspective, the solution is not about setting up your own application and getting hold of the customer itself, but it's more about like integrating smart solutions into the airline apps and providing the best solution for the customer on its whole journey. And that's not about entering an airport and exiting an airport. It's about coming from your home or office to the place where you want to be. The airport is just a small part of that.
Now, during the pandemic, I think people felt very out of control, didn't they, when they were travelling through an airport. They didn't know how long it would take them to get to places. So I'm just wondering how you work to give a greater overview and predictability back to customers when they're travelling through your airport. And then also, like you mentioned, personalisation. What is your strategy around this?
Well, it's a tremendous issue. It still is, because the most unpredictable parts of the journey are still within an airport. You don't know how long you'll be queuing and waiting at security. You're not exactly sure about your baggage and what time it'll be at the carousel. So let's look at security check for like maybe the most important point in your way to the plane. We are measuring the queuing lines already, and what we are about to set up is a solution already well known at other airports, especially in the US and Berlin. My colleagues from Berlin set that up a few days or weeks ago. It's called virtual queuing. Actually, it's not a virtual queuing, it's a booked slot. So you can book your check time, your security check time in advance, and it'll give you the confidence that in a specific time frame you'll be able to get through security. And that'll greatly improve your confidence on like reaching your gate in time. It's probably the most important project from my perspective in the customer satisfaction on the way to the departure gate.
And do they tell you how long it will take to get through security? Like it will take no longer than 15 minutes max?
Yes, it'll tell you that between, let's say, 12 and 12:10, you do have a security slot assigned, and you'll be past security at 10 past 12 in that case.
Yeah.
Unless you get a special screening, but that's up to you.
Yeah.
That's
In which case, more money, please. Exactly. Now, what is your vision for the future of passenger experience at your airports?
Well, I gave a talk on that one yesterday, and the vision is that it is a completely stopless process throughout the airport. So, far in advance, you'll have your luggage picked up at home, so you're traveling without your bags. You don't have to stop at security once you arrive at the airport, and you know exactly when to arrive at the airport. And you're approaching a camera, it'll screen you far in advance, it'll detect any items you're not allowed to carry. Other systems will detect whether you're behaving normally or not. Well, if you're not, or if you're carrying some item you're not allowed to, you'll get a special screening. I'm pretty sure we all want that level of security. But if you're all cleared, you can just walk through and continue towards the gate. And on the way to the gate, I'm pretty sure we'll see fundamental changes in the retail and entertainment area at an airport. So why not bring in some musicians, some cinema, some movies, whatever, bring in some other kind of entertainment to the airport and convert some of the retail spaces we have to like a more experience-oriented kind of experience at an airport.
Then, of course, straight onto the aircraft with your duty-free that you've purchased through Just Walk Out technology.
Well, you don't even have to carry your duty-free because no one actually wants to bring the duty-free on the plane,
That
take
is
it to
true.
vacation and back home. You'll have a solution, or we'll have a solution that enables you to pick it up on the way back. So once you're returning home, you can grab your valuables, your maybe even food. So when you're returning from vacations, you've been gone for a week, the fridge is normally empty. First thing you have to bother about is where do I find the next bakery, where do I get spaghetti for the night, and we can provide all that. So upon arrival, you just pick up your small bag from the grocery store and head home.
Klaus, I like your vision. I want to step inside of it.
Well, you did not ask when that's going to be reality, but that's a vision at least.
Well, that is my next question. When do you think that this will be reality? Will it be in my lifetime? Please say yes.
I really hope it will be in the lifetime of the two of us.
Now, finally, what is on your to-do list for 2023?
The to-do list for 2023. Well, I'm still working on my list for 2022, but for 2023, it's definitely a lot about like expanding the solutions throughout our group. I didn't mention that before, but Fraport is not only Frankfurt Airport, but it's an airport group operational at 30 airports around the world. And one of the goals for 2023 is to get a better exchange of the technical solutions and the digital mindset between those 30 airports. So to give you an example, the solution we set up in Frankfurt for detecting baggage tucks on the Apron, which is a wonderful technical solution based on AI and camera technology, can be exported to any other airport in our group, and it'll greatly improve the ground handling process at those airports as well. And on the other way around, we have a pretty advanced IT team in Greece, for instance, and they do have solutions we can bring back to Frankfurt. So that's one of the main targets for next year, to get that idea up and running on a better exchange throughout the group.
Sounds like you have a lot on your plate then.
Certainly do.
I wish you the best of luck for that.
Thank you. Hope to
Klaus,
see you soon in Frankfurt.
thank you.
Thanks.